Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijen, and I believe in dragons. And I have my book of Dragon Shadows just next to me. And I am interested in reading some of this. So the things that I've written a lot of things in my path. A lot of things have happened, a lot of things have changed, and everything that happened to me, every experience is written down. And I don't want to lose these memories. So that is where I ask you, um, you might need the experiences, the memories of the experiences that you had before. Your best book is your own book, your book of Dragon Shadows, a book that is never been written in, but you are the writer, you are the author. This is your Bible. This is the book that will help you because every path is different. So that means that every experience will also be different. So you will be led somewhere else than your brother or sister. It's different. And that is why it's very interesting to have a book of Dragon Shadows written by you. And this is my book. This is the book that I had, that I made, a book that I only have written down in, and a book of that has some strange and extraordinary events that I'm going to tell you some. I mean, one of them in particular, and that is very misunderstood. This part, and I told you about this before, was my experiences in the void, in Leviathan's void. I was fallen down, and I met some beings, beings like who looked like wolves, but also a being that was very beautiful, and he was called Lucifer. This is actually his story. I'm actually not. I think that I should not tell you everything that I have been written down in my book of Dragon Shadows because some things feel very, very personal. But other things, like this conversation that I had with Lucifer, some things I can share with you. Of course, if you hear the name Lucifer all your life, you have been thinking that he's evil, that he's bad, that he's the dark side of God, that he's the Lord of everything that goes bad. And yet, in Leviathan's Void, I can very well feel my draconic energy. And this draconic energy was very, very powerful in Leviathan's Void. It felt that I could go out anywhere, any time. Yet I actually waited for my lord, my dragon, to come to me and to go out together. I felt that my dragon was approaching me, but yet, in the meantime, I was in the void learning from the creatures within. And I was learning from lost souls, but also from this Lucifer. Lucifer, my brothers and sisters, told me about that he was living there for a long, long time, and that he was just curious. He felt that I was going down there, and he was curious. He wanted to know who I was, who I am, and I told him. And he constantly was shaking his head with everything that I said, constantly shaking, saying no to everything that I said. It was actually very interesting. It's very actually, and I told him, why do you say no to everything that I say? Because you still have a lot to learn, he said. You still have a lot to learn from your dragon, your guardian. He told me, he was the one that told me that dragons could travel, and that is also the reason why he was there. He was a traveler, and he could go out anywhere, anytime. That is actually the one thing that Christianity said, that Lucifer was thrown down into the pit of fire. Well, actually, it's not a pit of fire. It's Leviathan's void. It's being controlled by the dragon. He himself, and that is also a question that I said, because I know that dragons are shapeshifters and that other beings can shapeshift too. And that is also what I said to him. What I asked him, are you truly a dragon? Because he came before me like a beautiful brown dragon. So I said, are you truly a dragon? Because I was questioning my beliefs. I was questioning my own draconic energy, what I was following. Once he said that he was Lucifer, I was questioning it to say that I'm not a Satanist. I don't want to follow anything evil. And he said, he said, of course, do I feel evil? Do I feel threatening? Do I feel like you are in danger? I said, no, not a moment. And so I still asked him, are you truly a dragon? But he never answered this. And yet I felt something that I needed to feel. Something that he said, you need to feel it for yourself. Learn, learn, learn. That is all what he said. Learn something that you need to feel for yourself. You don't need an answer. You only need to question this. And in the meanwhile, you will answer this question for yourself. This is your path. And I'm not the one who is supposed to say what the outcome of your question is. Do I feel like a dragon, he said. I said, yes. Then maybe I am. Then maybe I am a dragon. I felt him. I felt this energy. And this was truly, truly a dragon. I mean, so beautiful even, that I was a bit seduced into his beauty. This beauty of his body, everything about him was seducing me. It was like having me in a trance. I could not go anywhere. I was simply staring at him, simply because he was so beautiful. There is a thing that dragons cannot lie to you. Dragons, they, whatever they think, whatever they have in their mind, in their head, whatever they have there, it will be known by you. They cannot lie to you, and you cannot lie to them. Everything is vice versa. But there was one thing that I still said to myself. I only, in that part of my spiritual path, in that part, I came to understand that I could only see and detect, from that on, my dragons from my dragon eye. The dragon god, the dragon guardian, and every dragon that I could see was part of my dragon circle. So, how come that I can detect and even see you? How are you a part of my dragon eye? I said, I never met you. You never awakened me. You never said anything. You never showed yourself. This is the first time that I see you. He said, is it? Didn't you feel me? I said, no, not at all. Then there is still a lot to learn. Like I said, learning, learning, learning. It was like a strict teacher. But he came, in my book of Dragon Shadows, it said that I was really seduced by him. That sometimes when he was saying something, I was not paying even attention to how beautiful he looks like. I said constantly that I wanted to learn from him. I wanted to learn. If he's not the devil like he claims to be, that I feel actually he's a beautiful dragon. If this is true, if this is real, then I could use help from you. Is there a God? Is there a God like Christians believe in? Once again, he said, do you feel there is a God like that? You feel that? That is also the question that you need to answer. Like a parent that is constantly saying what I had to do, what I had to learn. Now, a lot of people will say, oh no, don't follow him, he's a lord of lies. But he didn't feel like lying. That was not lying. I know when a dragon lies, and that was not lying. That was truly, he didn't even respond. He didn't even lie. He could not even lie because their answers that he had was constantly a riddle in the dark. Something that I need to answer, not him. He knew that I was seduced. He knew very much. He was actually smiling. Have you ever seen a dragon smiling? That was the first time. That was the very first time that I could see a large expression on the face of a brown dragon. And he was knowing that I was seduced by his body. Very much. Even though I'm a man, he is a man. But yeah, that was very hard. Very hard to, like I say, to pay attention. This paying attention was really difficult, but I learned. And everything that when I came back, when my dragon took me out of Leviathan's void, out of hell, like I can say, I learned from all the beings over there, and also from Lucifer. the brown dragon. I felt that he's misunderstood. And I never met his female counterpart, Lilith, but I've met him. I don't think that I need to meet Lilith. I think I don't connect with her, but I do with him. I feel a lot of energy inside of the void. When I enter the void, I feel Lucifer. I feel Leviathan. Supposedly the two kings of hell. But it's a bit true. It's a bit true. He is a traveler and he is a citizen of Leviathan's void. Leviathan himself is the controller of this. This is just natural balance, what they are doing over there. And he was curious in me. He can also be curious in others, but I think this curiosity comes when you have him as a part of your dragon eye. There are dragons inside of your dragon eye that you never met, yet they were there, and you need to discover who they are. Yeah, this is constantly full of surprises, and that is why I think he was so beautiful, because he was part of my dragon eye. But what kind of a dragon is this? Is this a guardian? Is this a god? Or maybe he's more like me. Where does he belong? Does he feel divine? Of course, every dragon feels divine, but how? How divine? A dragon god, a force of nature? Or maybe a guardian that wants to protect you and let you learn. Of course, it was clear that he wanted that I was learning constantly, but he made me think about a lot of things. It was years and years ago that I fell down in Leviathan's void and met him. That I met Lucifer when I was waking up. Did I really, truly meet Lucifer himself? I think that I did. I think that I met Lucifer, and it's something that a lot of people on the Dragon's Path can also meet. Or it's him, or it's Lilith, or it's going to be it. And that is not a human being with wings. It's not going to be a horned human with wings. That is not going to be it. When they come before you, it might be like a dragon is. He came before me like the most beautiful dragon ever. Of course, not that beautiful like my guardian is, but truly beautiful. Dragons are beautiful. They can seduce you very much, but in a good way. Not to let you go on some kind of a satanic path, but a path that you are going to take for yourself because you want it. Ask yourself the questions and answer yourself the questions. Always learn. That is why I came to understand from him. My book of Dragon Shadows, I said that I left this place, but not in fear, but that I was knowing more and learning more out of the words that Lucifer said to me. And when I had this conversation, that I remember that my guardian was looking at us while we are having a conversation, not really quickly taking me along out of the void, but waiting until our conversation was done. And they looked at each other, supposedly knowing each other. I didn't know him, and he was actually a bit sad because I did not know him. I did not feel him. Yet now I seem to feel him every time. It's so strange a Dragon's Path sometimes can be. That is my words inside of the book of Dragon Shadows. Very interesting to have a book like this, that I could remember what I experienced. And there is a lot of things to experience on the Dragon's Path. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.